Okay, so what day are we today?
It's Sunday. It's the day before the Russia game. Last night the matches were Sweden against Finland and also Denmark against Italy as well.
Yeah, good games they were as well, weren't they?
Yeah, two very good games. I mean, the Denmark game produced a really good goal.
Yeah.
Probably the best team goal we've seen. I think we're both in agreement with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some really good touches in there and a great finish as well.
Barcelona-esque.
Very.
Yeah.
And then the Sweden game just showed an amazing attacking display from Sweden, and well, if I'm being honest, probably quite a naive display from Finland. But credit goes to Sweden for we're just giving them an absolute rout, really. But they really imposed themselves and made themselves a team to watch this tournament. I think it was 5-0 in the end. Jakobsen looked good.
Yeah, she did, and I mean, I think that for the first time last night, Sweden had quite a mute opening game, and they're my prediction to win the tournament. Not because I want them to win, but last night they looked as if they were really coming into their own, didn't they? I mean, you had Nilla Fischer who scored the first two, and she showed such physical strength.
The first one was an exceedingly good header. I mean, she was facing the wrong way. She managed to sort of hook her neck round, and
back.
Yeah, it was a fantastic finish. And the second one, I mean, for a central defender, it was a great poacher's instinct. I mean, she had this sort of sense and awareness of a centre forward to be able to poke that one home. But the whole team had a really dominant display in every aspect of all around the field, from defence right through to attack. They were completely dominant.
Yeah, and Lotto Schellin's two goals were absolutely. One was a shot, the other a header. So well taken, very clinical finisher, and of course Aslani scored in the middle with a header that I think surprised her.
I was going to say she seems to have a look of complete amusement, but mind you, I suppose everyone in the crowd did too. So it's
but Sweden looked aerially strong. They looked physically strong. They had stamina. Their movement was great off the ball, and they're certainly looking good for the money. And of course, their coach Pia, who used to coach the United States, coached them to the World Cup final.
Yeah.
Won. She's back in Sweden now, and you could see she was really happy. They knew how to celebrate as well, didn't they, at the end?
Well,
fantastic.
Even the supporters. I mean, we were watching it in a pub in Linköping, and the crowd in the pub seemed to be getting really behind the team. It was a very positive atmosphere. There's a lot of people about willing Sweden on, and it was great to see that in support for the women's game as well. But unfortunately, we didn't get a free drink, even though Sweden won. Very disappointed by that, but never know. Maybe after the England game.
Yeah, so tomorrow, now we've had a couple of days to recover and been doing other things, but continuing to enjoy the other football matches on the big screen.
That's right.
Tomorrow, of course, it's England's turn again to have a go at Russia. As you know, they kind of narrowly missed out against Spain to that very last-minute goal. But what are your thoughts about tomorrow's match?
It's a do-or-die game, really, because out of all the teams in the group, you'd say Russia are the team you have to beat, because they're probably, without being harsh against them, they're probably the weakest on paper compared to the likes of Spain and France. So England really do need to win this one. If they don't win, then it's going to be a massive uphill struggle. It wouldn't be impossible mathematically, but it would be very, very difficult to go through.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see them just have a bit more sort of attacking flair, the ability to sort of run at the defence, and that's maybe where we'd like to see someone like Karen Carney in the side, someone who's not afraid to run and take the attack to the defenders and really sort of pressurise the fullbacks.
Yeah.
But we'll wait and see. It depends on sort of the injuries and who's coming back from injury.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what Laysom Kelly-Smith is. She seems to be walking quite freely around the town centre. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, the maths is quite simple now. England, really, to make sure their destiny's in their hands as far as qualifying is concerned, need to win both their games against Russia and France. And, we're hoping that really tomorrow they'll just raise their game a bit, find a bit more physical strength and energy, particularly closing down the opposition where they seemed a little bit standoffish, and that may have been down to conserving some energy and trying to win more conservatively. But now they've really got to come out of the stalls. We'll be behind them and hoping they get maximum points out of their remaining 2 days, so we're looking forward to that.
I think there's going to be a lot of support, because a lot of people seem to be, well, they certainly came to the Spain game. It was a very sort of it's a very exciting atmosphere to be a part of, but as we're going around the city itself, there seems to be quite a few people here supporting England.
Yeah.
They're not just English, we've got some American people here as well supporting England too, very bizarre, but it's the first time for everything, I guess.
Yeah.
But hopefully there'll be a good crowd to push the team on and hopefully get them over the winning line right by the end of the game. So
Because we had 5,200 at the game against Spain, and there's nothing like just soaking in that live atmosphere. It was absolutely amazing.
Brilliant.
And, so we're hoping for more of the same, but with an England win. So
indeed. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed, but we'll probably do a preview before the game tomorrow.
Absolutely. We'll see them.
Cheers.